Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my amendment would allow the Occupational Health and Safety Administration to continue efforts to prevent combustible dust and fire explosions in the workplace. Combustible dust explosions threaten lives, limbs, jobs, and property across this country. And it's abundantly clear that the federal regulatory action is needed, but the bill before us today threatens to block that action. Beginning in 2003, the Chemical Safety Board investigated 3 major explosions caused by combustible dust in North Carolina, Kentucky, and Indiana, where 14 workers lost their lives. As part of this investigation, the Board identified hundreds of other combustible dust fires and explosions causing at least 119 fatalities and 718 injuries over 15 years. The Board recommended that OSHA issue rules to protect against these hazards because the existing OSHA protections were inadequate. The investigators were not alone. Family members have also asked that action be taken. Tammy Miser of Kentucky testified before Congress how her brother Sean Boone was killed in a metal dust fire in an aluminum wheel plant in Huntington, Indiana in 2003. She told us how Sean suffered from this horrific event. She said that Sean did not die instantly. He lay on the floor, He laid on the smoldering floor after the explosion while aluminum dust burned through his flesh and muscle tissue. His breath burned his internal organs as the blast took his eyesight. Sean was still conscious and asking for help when the ambulance took him. He lived for a number of hours before he finally succumbed to his energies. Sean wasn't the first to die at work this way, and he hasn't been the last. In more than 4 years since the Imperial Sugar explosion in Georgia, that explosion killed 13 workers. It caused hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. The tragedy was the result of unchecked accumulation of sugar dust that ignited and caused a chain of explosions, and Port Wentworth Sugar Refinery was leveled. These workplace explosions have not stopped. There have been 23 major combustible dust fires or explosions that have killed 15 and injured 35 since that Imperial Sugar explosion in Georgia. The response of OSHA has been to begin the development of a rule to reduce the risk of combustible dust explosion. That rule should be allowed to go forward, and this bill threatens the opportunity of that bill to go forward, and I reserve the balance of my time.